outside world rejects you.
My calculations are correct. Killers do some serious shit.
Shall we play a game?
I'm a nerd. Pretty proud of it.
Learn it, know it, live it.
What the fuck up? And then we gotta bring in Mike.
So, brother.
There he is. What up, yo? Shit, chilling. Today we are doing this. We're doing this motherfucking Jason X. You excited? Because I'm excited.
Absolutely.
I love me some Jason X. I love me some Jason X.
Did we work at the movie theater with that? Yeah.
That was at Jackson 10. That was across the street. That was the Diet Coke of the movie theater industry. We had all the sluts and the drugs. We didn't have the good movies. We had a couple of good movies, but mostly sluts and drugs. Mostly the sluts and the drugs.
You're right.
Anyway,
I think we got that movie secondhand.
Did we?
Yeah, I think we
I must
did.
have got fired after that.
Yeah, we got a secondhand.
Because man, we got a lot of them chicks secondhand too.
Oh man.
Hi-yo. Hi-yo.
Hi-yo.
So, welcome to the podcast of pain. But first and foremost, I got to do this new what do you call it? This new early show disclaimer that I'm probably just going to record as an audio and play it before the show rolls. Welcome to the podcast of pain, the podcast where we talk about movies, Funko Pops, all kinds of nerd shit. I'm your host, the D. The early disclaimer, I'm an asshole. I do not play well with others. I am not here to validate your opinions or your feelings. I don't give a fuck about your religion, your politics, or your goddamn pronouns, pal. If you fuck with me, there's a high probability that you will walk away with your fucking feelings hurt. I hope you enjoy your time here, and if for whatever reason you don't, feel free to leave a low to no star review, spell my name correctly, use proper grammar and punctuation, or no one will ever fucking take you seriously. With that, welcome to the podcast of pain. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. So, it's been a minute, man. What you been up to?
No, man, just working. Just doing the summer grind, bro.
I like that beard, man. Damn. You used to have the afro at top. Now you got it on the bottom.
Yeah, went bald, bro. Went bald.
Tickling booties.
Yeah.
Tickling booties.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. Let's see. See any good movies lately?
I just been watching like Netflix and stuff. I just watched I watched The Strangers, Part 1.
How was that?
It was all right. It's a little creepier than the original in like 2008, but yeah, I watched The Strangers.
Because I find that a little because like when you go and look for reviews somewhere, like I get some of my movie reviews off of IGN.com. They're really hardcore, man. They're like, man, this was trash. I think that horror movies get kind of like the butt end of the stick when it comes to a fair review. But so you said it was kind of creepy.
It was kind of creepy. It wasn't scary, but it was kind of creepy. And the thing is, it was only Part 1. And then I read some review. I looked and I was like, man, they might not get a Part 2. But then I read on somewhere there's gonna be a Part 2 and 3. So
at this point, nothing surprises me. They are already like whoring out. They're already making a sequel to Roadhouse with Gyllenhaal and fucking Conor McGregor.
I didn't think Roadhouse was that bad to begin with.
No, I didn't think it was bad either, but I don't think it needs a fucking sequel either.
Listen, with people, it's anything to make money. Anything.
Nowadays, yes.
Anything,
Fuck the integrity of the story and the characters, man. Let's just make money.
Yeah, everything has to have a universe, which is crazy to me.
But it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
But that's the movie I watched.
What do you think about? What do you think about this new Crow coming out? I've heard a lot of mixed.
I think
Everybody,
it might actually be good. I'm gonna check it out.
I do too. Like, I know there's a lot of hardcore Crow fans out there, and just for those motherfuckers that are hardcore bitch fits, and they're all like, I hope this movie fails. I say, fuck Eric Draven, fuck Brandon
Listen,
Lee, eat a dick, just to be different.
I just don't.
Just to be different.
I
Chill
don't.
out. You guys don't want
Not
to go watch
to cut you off. I don't understand why it's such a big problem. Like, he died. What are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't make a sequel to the movie, and when the other movies were like back in the day in the late '90s, the early 2000s, where they had all them terrible B movies at Blockbuster Video. Yeah, the terrible, horrible, straight. Yeah,
I keep telling people, like, man, you guys are pissed about Bill Skarsgård, but forgot that Edward Furlong, the kid from Terminator 2, was a Crow.
and
Come
and
on now.
Mark, there's a different Crow every movie.
I think like a lot of what people are still bitching about is it's the character in this film coming out is Eric Draven as well. It's not a different, you know what I mean? Like, if it was a different Crow, different name, people wouldn't be such a bitch fit about it. But, you know, it's specifically Eric Draven.
Dean, that movie was over almost 30 years ago.
I don't personally give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I get it, because I'm a too. If they were going to try and remake something like Back to the Future, I'd probably throw a fit too.
Or the Goonies.
Fuck the Goonies. I've given them all hope that the Goonies will ever get a sequel. Didn't Richard Donner die?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, so that ain't gonna happen. And Corey Feldman's too busy
being crazy,
finishing his story,
being crazy,
telling the story without telling the story. Make everybody buy my book so I can tell you who did me and Corey Haim. Asshole. He's a weird motherfucker.
Listen, like in the that was it. You ever watch the Boondocks? If you don't get pissed on, get out the way.
I can't fuck with them, man. They're too hardcore for me. I thought, like, oh, cool. I used to read that comic strip all the time, and then the show. I'm like, damn, this is on. Fuck, I gotta turn this off, man.
Yeah, Uncle Ruckus.
Yeah,
Uncle Ruckus.
That's crazy.
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus is in the other room there, man.
Really?
Asshole. Yep. Ain't even funny. How are you feeling about the new what is this? Planet of the Apes movie they got coming out?
I did listen. I only seen the first one and the second one. After the second one, they kind of lost me, bro.
So what do you mean, like the first one?
Like, I dig like the Caesar thing.
The first one with
yeah, they're like they
James
explain
Franco?
how to
Okay.
yeah they explain how the apes got smart, and then he went and got his buddies. But after the other ones, it kind of lost me, bro. I was like, what the fuck is it? Like me.
Like I like you said, the first one, I think I saw the first one, and I want to think maybe I saw the second one. I don't remember it as well. But yeah, it kind of lost me. But watching the behind the scenes of all the actors, like this ONT,
yeah, the way they made
it, and Kevin Durant, and how they went to aping school. Like, I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. They went to aping school for a couple of weeks, and they can have like full blown ape conversations with each other. You know, that's kind of interesting. It makes me want to, but I don't know how in deep I got to get with the storyline. You know,
yeah. I said, I watched the first 3, and then after it, I'm like, so the humans are trying to stop the apes are trying to. It's crazy.
Have you watched any of the originals? Because I've never watched the originals.
Yes, I watched the originals, and like with Charlton Heston.
All right,
and I think the first one is. After the first one, no, it's not. And you remember? Remember we worked at the movies with the Mark Wahlberg debacle.
Oh, fucking Tim Burton pissed me off with that so bad. Like, oh man, I don't know what he did with that, but I thought, like, oh man, this looks like a dope project. Tim Burton, it'll be creepy. It was dumb as hell. It was dumb as hell.
The only cool thing about that movie is the is the
Oh my
outfits and the
God, Michael
makeup.
Clark Duncan had that on his resume. Fucking goddamn Helena Bonham Carter had that on her resume. Fucking
Tim
Shang
Roth,
Tsung, Kerry
Tim Roth,
Kagawa, Tim
Tim Roth.
Roth, all them dog. Straight up, I know we talked about him in the last episode, but he straight up looked like Don Fitty.
He did.
As the ape, he looked
did.
like D Fitty.
He did.
Fucking horrible. And he'd always come out pissed off.
Speaking of Charlton Heston, you know he was in the original movie
Jesus Christ.
that was
Let's
based
see.
off of I Am Legend. That's Omega Man. That's the same movie.
D Fitty?
No, not D Fitty.
Because he was old as fuck. I thought, yeah, you never know.
Yo,
That's
but
why he was so passionate about movies.
listen, D Fitty, that dude, like he always had some crazy ass story, and it was hilarious.
Rest in peace,
Yeah, D Fitty.
D Fitty. Have you watched that show Ted on Peacock?
I watched a couple episodes.
How did you feel about it?
I think it's funny, but I think they're kind of, this is my opinion, they're going to the well too much.
Yeah, I like the show, like the concept. If I hadn't already seen and been invested in Family Guy, because it's the same shit, they use the same cutaway music. Ted, the teddy bear, is basically like Peter Griffin and Stewie rolled into one. The kid that plays Marcus or whatever the fuck his name is, I can't stand that Boston accent. It irritates the fuck out of me. But for the most part, yeah, I think it's funny. I don't know how many seasons it'll last. I know this season only had 8 episodes. They just got greenlit for a second season. So we'll see.
Speaking of Peacock, like Chucky, I'm surprised that got 4 seasons.
Yep. Man, my daughter wants to do podcast episodes on the
what?
whole legacy. And then I told her she had to take notes, and she was like, fuck that.
On Chucky?
I don't want to take
Chucky?
4 pages of note. I'm like each of the movies. She wants to do all the movies and then work into the show.
Like from the
she's
80s?
hardcore about the show.
Like from the 80s? That
Yeah.
Chucky? That's cool.
All Chucky. She wants to go from the beginning and work her way up. Then I
So
told her it's going to be actual work, and she was like, nah, I'm good.
So the robot one? Did you see the robot one?
The one where Mark Hamill played Chucky?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty straight. A lot of people
I
didn't like it.
didn't think it was bad. Yeah, I didn't think that was bad.
People just cling too hard to those fucking the originals. People think they just cling too hard to the originals. They don't like anything different, and they can't just not watch it.
To me, my point to that whole Chucky remake is kids, how you gonna listen? Kids don't look at voodoo. When we were younger, voodoo was scary. So you got to make something else for them to be scared of.
That's why that was the same thing with Megan. A lot of people didn't like Megan either, but I'm like, today, the way people are so clingy with their technology and their apps and their phones and their tablets, it only made sense. That made sense. Having Chucky control all your Bluetooth shit in your house, run rampant, that was pretty dope. I liked it.
But like,
you didn't like it.
On the Peacock thing, you watch Twisted Metal?
Nah, I never played the games. I heard it was pretty straight. I know that Samoa Joe plays Firetooth or
Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty. Listen, if you watched Last of Us, it's kind of like that, but with cars.
Oh shit, he freeze. Yeah, I might give it a whirl. It's just hard to like throw yourself into something new and get like invested. You know what I mean? I might give it a whirl.
Peacock for overall like horror movie side. Peacock got a lot more horror movies than HBO Max or I got Stars. Yeah, it's not like their horror movie selection is way. Yeah, because I'm not spending $5.99 for Shudder. They can kiss my butt.
Shit. Nah, I'm good. All right, so we got another Bad Boys movie. How many Bad Boys movies are there currently out right now? Is it 3 or is it 4?
There's 4.
All right, so I think I stopped after 2. I never watched the next 2. I
The
know that.
next two, they're pretty all right. They're just older. Like they're passing the torch. They're just older.
God damn it, I'm tired of this. I keep hearing rumors that they're going to do another Lethal Weapon 2. Like, man, Danny Glover was fucking
How
old,
the
was bitching about being old in the
listen?
first one.
How? Like you could listen. In order to do that, you gotta have writing like Cobra Kai. It has to be that way. It has to.
Yeah, I agree.
But
We'll see
Bad
what
Boy.
happens.
Then we got what else we got coming out? Oh, there's let me look at
They already they greenlit Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2 that comes out 2025, I think, in December. I'm not super clingy to the franchise itself, but I'm open to watching another movie.
like my nieces like that game. I'm like, I was watching them. I was like, how the fuck you play this game? This shit is creepy as hell.
Yeah, I started playing on my phone. Somebody had told me about it at work, and I said, "All right, well, it's free. Fuck it. It's creepy as fuck on the phone because all you got is you're looking at the cameras and you're trying to preserve your energy and shit. And you got to survive till 5 o'clock and not get your ass ate. I just hope they
Movie.
don't overdo it. I don't hope do 3 movies, be done, move on to something else.
Speaking of Five Nights at Freddy's, did you watch that Nicolas Cage movie, that Willy's Wonderland?
Yeah, that was pretty
I
dope.
like that.
I think that I want to think that they did that as kind of like the answer. They wanted to do a Five Nights at Freddy movie, but I don't know if the rights were secured or what, because it's basically the exact same fucking movie.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage, I don't think Nicolas Cage says shit the whole time, which is fucked up.
No, he doesn't say 3 words. Did you watch
Crazy. I liked it.
Did you watch Nicolas Cage? Did you watch Renfield? Did you like that? I thought the show was funny.
Where's that on?
I think you can watch it on. You got Amazon?
Nope.
Oh, I think you can watch it on Amazon.
See, a lot of those movies, man.
Oh no, you can watch it on Peacock.
I don't want to have to go get another fucking streaming service. Like I see
No,
all kinds of cool shit coming out.
You can watch it on
like
Peacock.
Acolyte coming out.
It's
for
on
Disney
Peacock.
Plus.
It's on Peacock.
Well, I'll check it out on Peacock.
Yo, gaslighting. Gaslighting.
Don't set me up. Don't set me up for failure, man. If it ain't on Peacock, I don't want to get my hopes up.
I'm gonna look up right now. Last time I seen it was on Peacock.
How do you feel about the Godzilla versus King Kong series that's happening right now?
I think they're milking it a little bit. Like I liked Godzilla versus King Kong. I watch Monarch because I get. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Keep going.
I like Monarch. Like I watch the show Monarch. They're showing like how the Titans came to be, but I just think that like they're again like you said their franchise now is gonna water it down, if that makes sense.
I'm not super versed in the. I mean, I've seen maybe 1 or 2 of the original ones. I saw the original Kong versus Godzilla. That was kind of fucked up. And then this new series of movies they did, sans the Matthew Broderick Godzilla, which was just an iguana. Everybody knows that. But yeah, I liked it. I'm not like a super fanboy about it, but I'll watch them, I guess. And I ain't seen nothing on the Renfield here. Hold on a second. Man, I did something. Oh, so like people are online are bitching about like, stop making remakes. We need fresh movie ideas.
But there's
then write one. Then fucking write one, bitch.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you expect at this point? Prime, yeah, it's just on Prime, man.
It's just on Prime.
Yeah. Aquafina, there's a chick named Aquafina, Nicholas Hoult, who played Beast in whatever X-Men that was. He was also in that awkward movie.
He played in the first class. Hey, I'm going to ask you, what do you think about the state of Marvel now?
I don't give a fuck about Marvel.
I understand, but what do you think about the state of it?
What's the state of it?
Listen, I think from moving from like I think they
Listen,
flooded it, and now they're kind of pulling back, like because like I watched X-Men '97. It was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool, and now we got Deadpool coming out.
all right, I'm on board with Deadpool. See, if I gotta go back and everything crisscrosses and comes back around into a story and blows up into a big plot where I'm supposed to be like, oh shit, I can't invest in that
I'm
because
with you,
I've skipped so much of that shit already. I don't feel like going. Those are long ass fucking movies,
bro.
man.
Like I remember one time, like it was. Listen, Avengers Endgame. I remember I watched that. It was fucking 3 hours long. Like, come on, bro, get to it. No, but I just think
Like I like
that's.
the whole concept with Thanos and snapping his finger and everybody's dead and all this crap, but like I can't focus on all these franchises and then like let's watch WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, NWA, Ring of Honor, and then we're gonna have this massive fucking pay-per-view. I can't follow all that shit.
I'm with you.
I gotta like I watched the first 3 Iron Man movies. Those were cool. Spider-Man kept irritating me. Hulk kept irritating me because they kept changing the actors and shit like that. Rehashing the story, and I'm not sure if all those stories are like side projects or different universes, or if they're, you know what I mean, like the Hulk, where they had who was the Hulk?
Edward Norton,
Edward Norton, and then they had Eric Bana,
Banner,
and then they had who was
Mark
the most
Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. Now, are all those different Hulks? Are all those stories different?
That's why. I guess this is why this is why they call this the multiverse saga.
Yeah, see, I can't fuck with multiple shit. I can't. Like they tried to
I
do
just
that with Ninja Turtles, where they brought in like all the different variations of the Ninja Turtles and shit. And I'm like, no, nope.
I just think,
Can't.
and then I think not to get side, and then when DC tried to hurry up and catch up with Mark, and I'm like, bro, y'all just messed up everything. Like the movies were listen. Now that James Gunn has took over, I think it's going to be 1,000%. I like James Gunn as a writer.
Yeah.
Because he's done, listen, some of the stuff he's done, you're like, some of the stuff was cool. And then some of the stuff is, yeah. He does horror movies. Like, I like Slither. You seen Slither?
Yeah. I saw
What'd you think?
It was all right. It's been a while, but it was all right.
Bro.
Back in the day, I wasn't super versed in who was writing what. I would always get confused. Like I would be attached to like the film company, like, oh shit, New Line, and then you got Blumhouse now, and then you have Miramax or whoever.
The best.
I wasn't paying attention to directors and shit.
Speaking of James Gunn, did you watch Brightburn?
I like Brightburn. I thought it was a nice all right, I have superpowers, but I'm a fucking asshole. I'm not gonna help people. I'm gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah. The end, that was cool. He was just going around fucking shit up.
I think didn't they say they were gonna make a sequel to that?
Yeah.
Man. So like how can you hurt this kid? Now that I think about it.
His spaceship, remember? But he buried it.
Because his dad tried to take him out, his mom tried to take him out. Man, took that bitch up and fucking dropped her ass. That was dope. I like the way he killed his uncle too, tore his jaw off and all kinds of. Hey, it was
and shot through the eyes. Movie. He shot through the eyes.
Took out homegirl's mom
and
in the diner,
and then left her. The gangsters parties. He left her there. He said, "You're the only one that knows about me," and flew away.
Damn. But I like movies like that. I like it where it's not the good guy trying to stop evil. It's just, kind of like what they did with Unbreakable. You had Mr. Glass, but he turned out to be the villain the whole time. I thought that series was pretty good. Yeah.
I didn't like the ending.
So they got Unbreakable, they got Split, and then they got Glass. I don't think I ever saw Glass.
You didn't see Glass?
I think I need to
check out Glass.
All right. I'll put that on the list. The very long list of movies I need to get to.
Glass. Oh, speaking of M. Night Shyamalan, what do you think of the movie? That movie coming out, Trapped?
Oh, with Josh Hartnett.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Because like shit, that's me taking my daughter to a fucking Miley Cyrus concert or some bullshit. Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go check on this bitch. I got my fucking basement locked up. That looks like a slick movie.
And
I
the
like
thing
that.
is, I want to know how the fuck you know he's a serial killer.
I think they're upfront about it. Look like, I mean,
Yeah.
with the trailer, they're pretty upfront about it. So I'm curious how
Listen,
that's gonna play out.
because
Oh
with M.
man,
Night
I gotta stop you for a second. Because the homie Brady of the Escape Pod, bitch, he's inferring that I had some kind of influence on his daughter being into horror movies. No, motherfucker. That's called being cultured. And she wants to get out of that safe space you got with the rainbows and the unicorns and the motherfucking time traveling and all that bullshit. She don't get scared at night, Brady. You know what I mean? Let her brain brain expand a little bit. And we trying to blame me or my daughter on your fucking mischief kid, asshole. That's all I got to say about that. Oh, another thing I wanted to add about Brady because he's a dick. My youngest daughter Piper broke her leg, and we ran into each other at my oldest daughter's band concert, band recital, whatever you want to call it, and shit like that. And I pointed out her cast, and Brady's all like, "Yeah, that's karma for you talking shit about Back to the Future." He wished bad karma
on a child? That's kind of fucked up.
on the wrong fucking kid. That wasn't even her, you dick, asshole. And then he started banging his knee on all kinds of shit at work. So fuck him too. All right, past that negative shit. Brightburn. What other movies are coming out? I think that's it.
You got The Watchers, M. Night Shyamalan's daughter.
What's that about?
I think it's about some creatures that put these people in a box and watch them.
They already did that. They did that with that Jesse Eisenberg, where they bought that house in the middle of nowhere. Fuck me, now I gotta look this shit up. See, my brain's all fucked up and mush. Jesse Eisenberg, because him and his wife were looking for a house, and they go into. I'm gonna find it here in just a second. Sasquatch. No, that ain't it. Renaissance. That Vivarium. Yeah, Vivarium. Hour and a half. 2019. Young couple looking for a perfect home find themselves trapped in a mysterious labyrinth-like neighborhood of identical houses, and that's basically spoiler alert to anybody that didn't go outside that week. That's what that was. It was like aliens had these two human beings inside their own ant farm, essentially. But if it's M. Night Shyamalan, I don't know, man. This one was still pretty fucked up.
Oh, if you want to watch Glass, it's on Netflix. I'm looking at it right now.
All right, I'll have to put that on the list then.
All
the actual shit I can get to.
Like I said, with M. Night Shyamalan,
it's either hit or miss with him.
Yeah, because listen, The Village, you're like, what the fuck was that?
Because I think this isn't that Trap movie M. Night Shyamalan.
Yep, and his daughter is directing this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
this will make or break you.
Listen,
you got high hopes because of your daddy.
Yeah,
you better not fuck it up.
Yeah, but don't, Jesus Christ, don't put that out. Don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up. Don't embarrass me. Fucking embarrass me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. M. Night Shyamalan, like I said, hit or miss.
Listen,
his own embarrassment's on him.
Listen, that's just like, listen, who thought Jordan Peele could could direct a scary movie for real?
We'll see what happens.
Like Jordan Peele. Like, you remember watching him on Mad TV and shit, and then come to find out?
Okay. All right, so Jordan Peele, I think I like his direction. The only one I watched was Get Out. And I thought that was fucked up. I thought that boom. He also did Them, right?
Yeah, he did. No, he did. Yeah, Us. It's called Us. Us.
Or what's the
Nope.
one? Yeah.
Us.
Us. All right. Haven't seen Nope. I haven't seen because we talked about Candyman. So I gotta sit and watch his shit.
Candyman was all right. Us was
I liked it once I figured out what was going on. Like, okay, it's one of those movies you gotta sit there, you gotta watch it, and you gotta watch everything unfold, and then you gotta
Because you got to pay attention.
Think about it afterwards, and then you're like, oh,
Because you got to pay
okay,
attention
gotcha.
in us. You got to pay attention.
Yeah. I just thought it was
Um,
fucked up. Like everybody's having a good time at that fucking beach house, and then all of a sudden everybody starts getting hacked up by their doppelgangers, like the twins. That
Yeah.
was fucked up. That was fucked up.
Yeah. I was his next movie. I forgot. It's about like an athlete. It's like a horror movie. It's about an athlete that's like going crazy. So I'm kind of curious. Like, and he's trying to remake the People Under the Stairs.
Oh, that was my jam back in the day, man. Holy shit. The
Yeah.
guy that played Roach, Sean Whalen, he just turned 70.
Did he?
God damn. He's an old motherfucker. Man.
Ving Rhames is in that movie.
Ving Rhames, the black kid from Mighty Ducks, Cake Eater. Who was his mom? Oh, it was
that chick. That chick that was a prostitute on Face.
She was. Yeah, she was on. She was in the Lost Boys. I think she was in Elm Street. I think her name's Winter something.
Yeah.
God damn it, you're gonna make this up too. But she was also in Summer School. Oh.
Yeah.
Parallel Parking. That's my weak spot.
Yeah.
Wonder. I think it's like Winter Joe something. People Under the Stairs.
The thing what made the People Under the Stairs scary is it's basically like it was poor people, and then you had these rich people, and then it was abducting kids. That shit was crazy.
It was Kelly Joe Minter. That's why I thought it was Winter.
Yeah.
Then Jeremy Roberts, you see him in a bunch of movies playing a dirtbag.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was in The Mask. He was in I think he was in Shameless. He just played like
the show.
He just played a dirtbag all around. Like, you know.
He got typecasted. Got typecasted as dirtbag. Resident dirtbag.
Got typecasted. But this was early in his career, so he hadn't got yet. Jan Birch. Who the fuck? That guy's creepy looking. All right. Who else was in this fucking movie? They're remaking that, you said, right?
Yeah, he's gonna try to remake The People Under the Stairs.
Everett McGill, he's still a creepy looking motherfucker. He's still alive too.
Talk about the brother. What do you want to do? The guy's like, "What do you want to do, mommy?"
I thought that was her husband.
That was her brother, bro.
Oh.
That's her brother.
Oh, crazy. And her crazy looking ass is still alive too. Wendy Roby.
He's like, no more wire hanger. Like, so yeah, just
Ving
Rhames. Just like, I don't know, man. Like the movies like the M. Night and Jordan Peele, it's not just like what makes it scary. It's not just like while reading a Stephen King book, like the place is just as scary as the monster.
Stephen King book.
I can't read Stephen. I've read several Stephen King books.
There ain't no fucking pictures in a Stephen King book. I call bullshit.
I know. I know. That's why I got books on tape, bitch.
There you go. Books on tape. All right. Video games, man. I finally downloaded that first Guns, Gore, and Cannoli on your recommendation. I like it. I like the animation style. It reminds me of Guacamelee and Shank.
I played Shank 1 and 2. I like both of them.
And then you're like a 1920s gangster fighting zombies. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Now, how many of those are there out right now? 3?
2.
2?
Yep.
All right. Well, I ain't missed a whole lot then.
No, you ain't missed a whole lot.
I finally got to Dead Island 2. That's pretty straight. Oh, man. I took some notes on shit that annoys me about fucking zombie games, though. Let me tell you what. So you start out, you are in a plane crash, right? And you make your way to this bitch's mansion because it takes place in like Hollywood or whatever. And you start looking, you got to make your way from point A to point B through this giant metropolis of gated community. The power's already out. Like MacGyver's already been through there, yanking out copper wire and all the shit, you know. So you got to find fuses and batteries and all kinds of dumb shit. Yeah, so I hate all the bullshit you got to do just to open a door or get inside a gate. It's a pain in the ass. But like in a zombie game, you know, at some point my intuition takes over, and I'm just gonna start jumping over fences. You know what I mean? Like I ain't looking for a fucking key or repairing the power. I'm gonna jump this fucking wall. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like Resident Evil 2. Like Resident Evil 2, you had all those fucking goofy ass keys.
Which one?
Like, bro, what do you mean?
The remake or the original?
Oh, the original. I still fuck with the original.
The original? So
I didn't make it far in the remake.
So the original, yeah, you're right, the keys. But one scenario goes for Leon, one scenario goes for Claire.
Right. But no, I'm just saying, like, you got, like, playing as Leon or whatever, you got all these goofy keys you got to find to open all these goofy doors, like the heart key, the diamond key, the club key, shit like that. You know, can you imagine building this shit and you're a cop in Raccoon City on a normal fucking day? Fuck the zombie shit. Where you're like, bro, I'm just trying to punch in. I don't got time to go look for this heart key.
Because if you read, like, not to cut you, if you read like the files, right? The chief in Resident Evil 2, he moved the regular police station to a museum, and then he had all these people build all these fucking shit, all this shit. It was like a museum. And he built,
he's like a fucking game master. He was like
Jigsaw
the chief. About being Jigsaw. He's an
the
asshole.
chief. Yeah,
he got
chief.
what he deserved.
And listen, and in the book, he's kind of like a rapist and a killer. Yeah, man, fucked up. Listen, Dead Rising, I like that game.
Still talking, asshole. I fucking crack up at all these random provisions that you find in zombie games, though. Like you got, like with Dead Island, you got like protein bars and energy drinks, right? At what point do we like? What about tofu burgers and almond milk?
That's in Dead Island. That's a Dead Island.
Protein bars and energy drinks. I'm just saying, like, if it was really happening and we had just like random provisions like scattered all over town, some point someone's gonna find some almond milk or some tofu. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Fuck. I'm just saying. But yeah, I like Dead Rising too. I like Dead Rising. I think I played them all. They got real repetitive. Like, I don't even give a fuck right now. I don't even care what the storyline is with Dead Island 2. I'm just trying to do all these missions, beat all these bosses, get my objectives done, and be done. I don't even.
Is it a good game?
Because it's a virus. It's always a fucking virus. They never explain it. Yeah, they never explain it. It's always some government thing. But I digress. So far, it's pretty good. I like it. It's bloody. When you're going after zombies and shit and beating their faces in and all that, they get progressively more fucking deteriorated. Like pieces of their face start flying off. You can do strong attacks and like impale stuff in their head. That's pretty dope. So far, I give it a thumbs up. I got it on sale, like you said, on sale nowadays. Because fuck paying
on sale,
for
man.
a video game.
It's I'm not paying. I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Not
anymore.
Not doing it.
I saw a meme. It was an actual meme where AEW Fight for Life or whatever the fuck that's called. They had it on sale for $3. What do you think? Is that still too much?
That's way too much.
$3. I'm curious to play it, but I don't. I don't want to put any money into it at all.
Darius, you remember that game? Remember that game WCW Mayhem? That game was fucking trash. And I remember I bought it. I was so fucking pissed.
I don't think I bought Mayhem. I think I stopped buying WCW games after
Revenge.
No. I was still on PlayStation at this point. WCW Nitro came out. I remember it was Babbage's back then, and there was like 2 delays on the shipment coming to Babbage's. And the game was supposed to come in like 2 weeks prior, and I got it. It was dumb as hell. And then I didn't buy another WCW game until N64 days, and those were all fire.
There was a WCW game that was called Mayhem. It was garbage.
I remember seeing it. I think I
I was
saw
so mad.
gameplay. It was goofy as fuck. The animation was there. They had big heads and like
Yeah,
little bodies.
it was fucked
goofy.
up. It was horrible. Horrible, bro. I was pissed. I was
Whatever.
like, because back then it was bad.
So you got an apartment or are you in a house?
I'm in an apartment.
All right. So I'm gonna go postal for a hot second because people piss me off, man. Motherfuckers, I don't know who needs to hear this, but put your fucking name on your mailbox. It helps your motherfucking mailman greatly.
The
You know what I'm
mailman here? The
I
mailman here?
don't know about the mailman in New York. I ain't trying to fuck with nobody in a different state. I'm just saying it would be very helpful if I knew who the fuck lived where so I could deliver mail accurately. You know what I'm saying? Like you're waiting on that check, your name better be on that box or I'm sending the motherfucker back. I don't give a fuck. I've had plenty of mailboxes where it's stuffed full of junk mail, motherfuckers. You know, I'll show initiative and I'll put a little card in there. Hey man, can you please put like all the good names on this box so I know who to deliver to? Because you know, you get people that bitch about, well, this person doesn't live here. I don't know why I keep getting this person's mail. Put your fucking name in the box, bro. Put your name in the box. You don't fill it out, you don't get mail. Fuck you.
Put your fucking name. Put your fucking name in the box, bro. Listen, they tip the mailman here. He get paid.
Oh, I get weed. I get weed on
Nope.
my route. No,
Oh,
not
dude.
really. Not really. That's the kind of route that I have though. That's the kind of clientele I have on my route.
They tip
meth.
They tip the mailman here.
I
They tip
usually
him.
just pick up. Good.
Listen, on Christmas, that dude might walk away $600 easy. Easy.
Well, for real, man, put your name on your mailbox. I don't give a fuck what it is. Highlights magazine, driver's licenses, your EBT card. No name, no mail. I don't give a fuck about you and your 12 kids and all your different last names. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a mind reader.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you have, like there are people that'll have two names on a mailbox, right? But then they got 12 fucking different kids, 12 different last names, getting shit from school. Like I don't know who the parent or guardian of this motherfucking kid is. You gotta let me know. Help me help you.
Jesus. He's going postal.
I am going postal. Video games. That's
Hey.
it.
The video games, there's tons of remakes coming out. It's all about to be Resident Evil's 30th year anniversary. What we got? We got Grand Theft Auto 6. 6, right?
Did you say 38th anniversary?
No, 30th.
Fuck Resident Evil 6. Oh, 30th. Okay, there we go. That was about a nice round number. 38th kind of odd.
30th.
But didn't they already remake part 1?
No. Yeah, they did it in the early 2000s.
Oh, that was on GameCube and shit, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess I don't think they're just gonna remake that. Like, I think there's gonna be more remakes. Like, people was fucking complaining about movies. They remaking video games. They remade Last of Us twice. You played The Last of Us?
Definitive. I played part of the first one. I didn't get far into it.
Yeah.
I didn't give it enough attention, honestly. I was still playing Red Dead Redemption or whatever was coming out.
That game is free. That game is free on PlayStation Network now, so I'm about to check it out.
Those plant people in Last of Us, man, they creep me the fuck out. Watching that show with Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Yo, that shit was creepy.
That was fucked up. I can't wait for a second season of that. That's gonna be
2025.
What would you consider? What franchise do you think had the scariest zombies in it?
Has to be Resident Evil.
Okay. Which game though? Or like if you had to pick a game?
2.
All right.
Because I'm just gonna give you a quick explanation. Because 1 and 3 is really the same game. No, yeah, one is a different game. 2 and 3 is the same game.
That was not. I was not.
That's because
I was not moved.
they rushed it.
Part.
They rushed it.
I was not moved by part 3. I fucking hated part 6.
Six.
Man.
I bought it and then I took that shit back to GameStop. I was like, "What the fuck is this? This ain't Resident Evil."
They tried
Seven?
the way
Seven?
dude. I think Resident Evil 6 came out. It was on sale, like it was getting ready to drop, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, fuck it,
because it was trash."
This game sucks. We'll basically just sell it. Just
Seven. I like 7.
Garbage.
It's first person. 7. I like 7. First person.
I worked with a couple of them motherfuckers.
What?
I worked with a couple of them motherfuckers from 7.
Oh, you talking about like country ass motherfuckers?
Yeah, just like that. Like ones where you could punch them in the fucking head and they just like get right back up. And
they said, "Welcome to the party, son. Welcome to the party." No, but zombie games, scary zombies have to be Resident Evil. They made the genre.
All right, fair. Well, they didn't start running until the remake. That fucked me up.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 0? That was fucked up. Then they came through the door and shit at you. That was fucked up. That fucked me up.
They made the Crimson Head zombie. After you killed him, you had to burn him, because if you didn't burn him, he's gonna come back.
Yep.
And then Resident Evil 8, Resident Evil Village is not even zombies anymore. It's basically they took the horror.
Now Resident Evil the Village, isn't that the chick with the big titties, the vampire chick?
Oh, Countess Dimitrescu. It's basically
your internet.
I'm sorry.
Maybe it's my internet. It don't matter.
So
we aren't that professional around here. We ain't getting paid to do this shit. We're having fun.
What Resident Evil Village they did was they basically took movie monsters and like put a science spin on them.
Okay.
Like they explained, like Countess Dimitrescu was a lady. The Megamyces is like this virus that they give people, and some people die and some people don't. But they like some people turn to werewolves.
No, I got South Park eyes like a motherfucker. Hey, buddy. I got fucking South Park eyes because of the glare of my glasses. Hey, buddy. Fuck you, buddy. Anyway.
So Countess Dimitrescu, I read the file, was a lady. She was basically, her parents were brother and sister, incest. And when the thing mutated her, it made her big, and she had to feed on blood to sustain what she was. If she didn't, she mutated into this big ass monster. Yeah.
Fucking white
Listen,
people. You don't ever hear that incest bullshit with black folks. I mean, you do, but you don't. Not
it gotta
be
big
scale.
Listen, it's all the way in the backwoods. All the way.
Bruh. Okay. Now you said they weren't really zombies. Let's go back a little bit. Go back to Resident Evil 4 and 5. Because they weren't really zombies either, right? There was
they're infected.
All right.
So in Resident Evil, it's a parasite. After Resident Evil 3, it's a parasite. They're just infected. I'm sorry.
Infected
you hear me?
What? Because at one point, at one point,
it's a parasite. It's called Los Plagas.
Okay, that was part 4.
And then 5 is called. It's called Ouroboros.
Man, see, you fucking got all this shit schooled. What did you think of Resident Evil 4 and 5? Because I know a lot of people liked 4, but then they turned around and not like 5.
I like both of them. It just they're action games. They're a horror element, but there's action games. That's what they didn't like. It's the action game. If I kill the zombie, I got something. It's not survival horror. Survival horror is I have to survive until I get a weapon or something. And
I don't know about that, man. You see all those motherfuckers jumping at you with chainsaws and shit? I'd say that's survival horror.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
But again, if I kill this dude, I'm gonna pick up his weapon. You know what I mean? I'm playing 4 the remake right. I was just got done before you hit me up. I'm playing the remake right now.
I mean,
4.
you had Sackhead with a chainsaw. Then you had those fucking villagers that had sickles and pitchforks, and they would like dodge your fucking gun and shit. Like, man, tactical.
Yeah,
it was pretty straight. I did beat those a number of times because you would always get like a different costume. The more you played it, the more you beat it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's just like everything, like, and to go out like I'm not like I just started getting into open world games. Like Spider-Man's an open world game. So I might give I
Yeah.
might give this new Grand Theft Auto a shot because now open world.
Only reason I really want to play that new Grand Theft Auto is because you can mow down little kid NPCs.
Are you serious?
I think that, yeah, going at 100 miles an hour down the beach, taking out fucking families, oh, that would be so fucking satisfying. And right now I'm listening to the Escape Pod on YouTube because my dickhead ass, I decided to record this at the same time they went on.
Yeah.
Check them
So
out on TubeZU 705. Hell yeah. What else, man? I think that's it, right?
that's it for the most part.
All right, let's get into this fucking Jason X explanation. I got some treats. For y'all motherfuckers.
Do you?
I certainly do. I have music going on here in a minute. Got some music going. Yeah. I don't know how long I can play this music before they cut me off. I don't know how YouTube be with the music in the background, but I'll play it for a minute. It fades out. This came out in 2002. It was actually done in 2000, but there's a lot of shit I read up on this fucking movie, man. It was a trip. So, like, do you have any idea? Like, I think I briefly explained the whole lawsuit thing that they had going on.
Yep.
Between Sean Cunningham and Victor Miller. So Victor Miller is the guy that originally wrote Friday the 13th, the screenplay, and Sean S. Cunningham essentially, is in control of the whole universe or whatever. And there was this great big lawsuit because Victor Miller felt like he wasn't getting paid. And there's a lot of sticky shit going around. So basically, like, Victor Miller owns the concept of Crystal Lake and camp counselors getting killed by Mrs. Voorhees, whereas Sean Cunningham has the rights to Jason Voorhees, the grown up with the hockey mask, all that shit that we know. You know what I mean? It's just so fucked up. It did kind of come to an end in 2021. Just the word, I wouldn't want to be a lawyer or litigator in any way, shape, or form dealing with this because it's just like so fucking difficult. But it kind of ties into this whole thing on A24. They were supposed to be doing that new Crystal Lake series. And I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know if it was supposed to be like a prequel or if it was like a continuation of Jason or whatever the hell. But the guy that they had lined up, Brian Fuller, he did Hannibal, the series Hannibal. He apparently pulled out of the project. And bro, you never pull out. Just saying. Things are kind of up in the air for that as a moment. Fuller was supposed to be working side by side with Victor Miller. So Victor Miller also just announced that we're going to get this Jason universe, whatever the fuck that means. It's aimed to release more entertainment, games, and merchandise. But as far as like a new Friday the 13th movie, it's going to be a while. You know what I'm saying?
Is that why they cut the game?
Yeah, the whole lawsuit thing was the reason why they never. It's fucking weird because they went so far with the game, but then they couldn't update it further. I don't know if it was because it was like an independent venture or what, but because of the lawsuit, we couldn't get more characters from like Jason X and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. All I know for sure right now, we're getting a skin for Jason for Fortnite, which what the fuck ever. I don't play Fortnite, but we're getting some kind of TV series. I think I saw Jason pop up in this new Warner Brothers trailer, this Warner Brothers Universe trailer, which is kind of fun, but that's about it. They were still working on doing the whole Freddy versus Jason thing, and they tossed around all kinds of different ideas. They wanted to make Jason in the hood, they wanted to make Jason underwater, Jason in the snow, Jason on safari, like all kinds of goofy ass. There was even a NASCAR scenario with Jason in Friday the 13th. You know what I mean? So, like, with all this goofy shit that I read about, I'm like, I don't feel so bad about Jason X being in space. I don't fucking care no more. They had Jim Isaac, who was the director, and then Todd Farmer, who was the writer. They both have different directions they want to go in, right? One wanted funny, one wanted more of like a serious sci-fi action type of movie. Sean Cunningham, he was like the executive producer. So he said, fuck both of you guys. I just want a new script altogether. I just want a new Friday the 13th movie. And like, because that's why it's called Jason X. And that's why the last one before that was called Jason Goes to Hell. Because they technically, because of all this technical bullshit, they couldn't call it Friday the 13th. But, yeah, they had goofy ideas going around. They had like the ideas of space condoms and zero gravity sex, prior to what we actually got. But a week before filming started, with the script rewrites, this guy came up with an idea about space pirates, and somehow Jason gets put into the mix, and all hell breaks loose, basically. The guy that plays Dr. Wimmer in the movie at the very beginning, he wanted to join the cast. He brought in his production team, special effects and all this shit. He directed The Fly, Scanners, Naked Lunch, shit like that back in the day. And he wanted to get a cameo. He just wanted to get killed on screen, which fuck, if I had the opportunity to get killed by Jason, man, I want to do that shit too. So basically it's 2008. Jason Voorhees is finally apprehended by the government and is held at the research facility in Crystal Lake. Who saw that coming? After 2 years of trying to kill Jason, played by Kane Hodder, Dr. Rowan, played by Lexa Doig, which coincidentally, Lexa Doig, the recent thing that I saw her in, she was actually the aunt in season 1 of that Chucky series on The Cock. So that's kind of cool. But Dr. Rowan decides that cryogenically freezing Jason is the best option. Here comes Dr. Wimmer, played by David Cronenberg, and Sergeant Marcus. They show up and decide to take custody to do research on Jason instead. Why, you ask? Well, I'll tell you right now.
To regenerate lost and damaged tissue. I mean, it cries out for more research.
Fucking retards. Tell you what, man. Yeah, instead of like putting this guy to pasture or whatever, we're going to do research and shit like that. There's nothing that can go wrong, right? Typical bigwig doctor shit. Wimmer wants to exploit Jason's regenerative abilities despite rationale arguments from Rowan. Jason breaks free, no way, and kills the army cronies and Wimmer one by one. Rowan is able to lure Jason down into the cryo unit and commences cryostis. Everything's good, right? Nah. Jason's able to stab Rowan with his machete through the cryoprod, which spills cryo fluid into the room, and they're both frozen inside. Little nerd tidbit on the front, if you go back and watch, on the front of the cryo unit, it's the letters KWAJ, which is short for Kwajalein, and that's Kane Hodder's hometown, an island out in the Pacific Ocean. It's like I think it's between Hawaii and Japan, I believe. I'd like to kind of visit that place. I don't know what the Kwajalein, the way he described it, it was real peaceful and shit, but I don't know what it looks like now, like nowadays. I want to take a look at it.
That's where Kane Hodder's from.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull up a picture, see what it looks like right now.
What other movies does Kane Hodder do besides when they don't have any Jasons?
Man, he's been around for a minute. He was in House. I think he was in House 2. He did a lot of stunt work. If you give me a second, I could pull up some of his earlier shit. Yeah, Kane Hodder. He also hooked up with ICP back in the late 90s to do driving stunts for their video, Another Love Song, which is pretty dope to read about. Kane Hodder, he did stunts for the movie Seven, Daredevil, Monster, Hatchet, mostly a lot of goofy horror movies. He was the motion capture Leatherface for the Texas Chainsaw game. He was also the motion capture for Jason in the recent Jason video game. Hatchet, let's see. A lot of B movies in here, man. Crazed, Abandoned in the Dark. He played Ed Gein in the movie Gein. He did a movie called Frozen, which is completely unrelated to the Disney Frozen. It's about those kids that go up to the ski lift and get stuck out there after hours and fucking freeze to death and shit. That was pretty dope.
Okay.
Jason X. He played Jason starting from Friday the 13th, Part 7, 8. Jason Goes to Hell, and then, of course, Jason X. He was in Wishmaster, but stunts in all kinds of popular movies you'd probably know about, like The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr.,
That's cool.
Pumpkinhead 2, Under Siege. Like, he tells stories of like all the actors he's worked with. Some of them are dicks. For example, Steven Seagal was a
Seagal,
dick.
I heard.
Seagal was a dick. But it was cool, man. Yeah, House 2. He was in the Twilight Zone TV series in the 80s. He did a lot of crazy shit. I highly implore you, man, go and check out his book. He's got 2 books. He's got a documentary called Back from Hell. Hang on a second. I mean, now you got me Googling all kinds of crazy shit. Jason Kane Hodder. Kane Hodder biography. Boom. Yeah, he was fucked up, man. He did a fire stunt young, early in his career, burned like 85% of his body and is all fucked up. But that's how you live and you learn, man. Unmasked, I think, is what it's called. Of course, I can't fucking find it. Just fucking Google Kane Hodder book, man. Jesus.
I'm doing it right now.
I'm not talking. I'm talking to people, other people listening. Because I don't.
Oh.
Man. But yeah, it's a good book, man. I read it a handful of times. Kane Hodder. Of course, my internet's running fucking slow too. Where is it? Yeah, Unmasked. Unmasked is the biography, and then there is a bio. What do you call it? Documentary called "To Hell and Back: The Kane Hodder Story," which I think you can get on Amazon or wherever.
Yeah,
it's a good flick, man. It highlights like all the stuff, like how he got started in the business, how he got involved with SAG, and the pain in the ass that was to become a member of SAG.
Not to cut you off, did you ever see the interview with I forgot the guy who was it was a famous actor, and he said like he was saying SAG really doesn't help you. It was a guy who was on Hustle and Flow, and he said he couldn't get paid for rapping the songs of Hustle and Flow. He had to actually sue him. He had to sue SAG to give them the money because he performed the songs. He said, "I know I didn't write them, but I performed the songs."
That's pretty fucking whack, man. But that's why SAG's around. That's why that last strike they did, that was kind of the reasoning behind it, making sure actors got paid for their performance and their work and shit, not getting dicked by the industry.
Yeah.
So I started paying a little bit more attention to SAG. So like Back to the Future, for example. So Crispin Glover, who played George McFly in the first film, right? They decided they weren't going to bring him back for the sequel, even though he was only in it for a minute. So they reshot Crispin Glover, it was a different guy named Jeffrey something. They used him as George McFly's stand-in, and they had like prosthetics made of Crispin Glover's face so that it kind of sort of from an angle looked like Crispin Glover. So Crispin Glover ended up getting into some kind of lawsuit with the 2 Bobs from the movie and suing them for like likeness rights. How are you going to use my fucking face and not pay me kind of shit? You know what I mean? So it's a lot of twisted shit, man. It's always something real fucking crazy. I'm trying to look at these pictures of Kwajalein. It looks pretty dope. I mean, it looks like, I want to say like a beach resort. It's literally like a horseshoe type of island. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of development. It ain't like a typical city. It looks like it would be pretty dope to go out there and check out. Oh man, yeah, the chicks kind of look all fucked up. I mean, then the native,
Listen.
Native kind of got that the Samoan thing going on. I don't know, man. I bet they got fucking big hands and they be fucking grinding on opening coconuts and shit by hand. I ain't. No. But I'd like to go out.
Them ham sandwiches.
Them ham sandwiches. Oh yeah, they be fucking cooking the pork underground and shit. That's crazy too. Life on Kwajalein. It looks really dope. I mean, it looks like a real beautiful island. It doesn't look like it's overpopulated with buildings and people and shit. I see beach and water. for miles. You know, in the center, it looks like there's a little town, but it doesn't look that bad. It looks pretty dope. Here, search for cheap flights. Fuck yeah, I'm getting the fuck off this burger. I might not come back. It looks like a little map, like on an island of a video game. I'll send this to you real quick. Facebook. You open up my messenger again. Anyway, so yeah, on the front of the cryo unit are the letters KWAJ, short for Kwajalein. So that's cool. That was a little. That's not something that I found anywhere digging. That's just something I noticed watching the movie over and over again.
So, in your opinion, Kane Hodder is the best guy who played Jason.
This is what I'm going to say. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up because this is what I'm going to say about that. And I don't know if I'd ever say it to his face because he's kind of temperamental. I think he's calmed down a little bit. But I would say Kane Hodder, in my opinion, is the best Jason in the goofiest fucking Friday the 13th movies, if that makes sense. So, like, let's say you take who do you think the best football player of all time is, if you just had to guess? Or just like your opinion, the first name that comes to mind.
That's be Dion.
All right, so let's say the best football player you think, Deion Sanders, but he plays for the Detroit Lions. You know what I'm saying? So just take that goofy scenario for what it is and transfer it to Friday the 13th. I love watching Jason, played by Kane Hodder, but it's some of the goofiest fucking movies, man. They all have it's like stipulations in a Teddy Long match. You know what I mean? You got to face this bitch who's got telekinesis. You got to go to New York. Then you got to go to hell where it's not really you. Now we're going to put you in space. You know what I mean? Like giving people blackface. Go out there and dance. Shine the shoes. Goofy. But that's what I say. He's just a terrifying. He's just a terrifying Jason. The way he moves and he can emote like emotion and terror just without using his face. It's crazy.
Did they use Kane Hodder for? Did Mortal Kombat use Kane Hodder for motion capture on X?
I don't think so. I think I want to think that I don't know. I don't think they did motion capture at that point anymore. I think they were done by those first four or five Mortal Kombats where everything started going digital after that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so.
But it's got to be based off him. The way, like, when you do that invincible thing and he just walks and, like, you fuck Jason up, he walks. Any attack you throw at Jason, he still uses your.
Shit, yeah. Now I got to go fucking look. Man, this motherfucker here. All right. So here, I'm going to leave y'all with some audio while I look for this real quick. I got beans and bologna. I got beans and bologna. You ever heard that song?
Which one?
Beans and bologna on YouTube.
I ain't hear that one yet.
Oh man, it's a trip. All right, so I'm gonna go through Jason's the mask, like his clothes suggest he's based off of Jason from Freddy versus Jason.
That's not Kane?
I mean, I don't think they used like a model of Kane. I think they just put an asshole on a hockey mask and called it good.
I don't know how that works, but whatever.
I mean, like this would be like something they would go after. See, this is something they would go and talk to Sean Cunningham about. Like, hey, can we borrow Jason from Mortal Kombat? Sure, go ahead. Just make an asshole in a hockey mask and give him a net, give him a machete. But that's just me. I know that they did the sleeping bag fatality, which was a Kane Hodder kill, but I wouldn't say they did motion capture. I think they did motion capture for the Friday the 13th game, but not for Mortal Kombat.
Okay. I'm
Kind of like, I mean, because that's the same makers that did the Mortal Kombat versus DC. Who made that?
same place, NetherRealm Studios.
Not, yeah, NetherRealm Studios. So I think that's pretty much what they did with all them characters. You know, nothing was based on an actual actor performance. It was all CGI shit. I mean,
Yeah,
I could be
because-
wrong. I didn't do a whole lot. I don't know. But
Bro.
fuck it. Fast forward to 2455. Earth has become a shit show and can no longer sustain life. Must have been all them gays and trans kids.
Jesus
So
Christ.
I told you I'm going ape shit. I'm going ham.
It must be off.
I'm going ham on this fucking show. I don't give a fuck. So now everybody lives on
This is my show.
Anyway, Professor Lau, played by Jonathan Potts, he was one of the killers in Totally Killer. If you'd watched that, I think that's on Netflix too. But Professor Lau and his students are now on a routine mission / field trip to Earth 1, and they explore the abandoned Crystal Lake Research Facility. Why the fuck of all places would you decide to take a field trip there? But what the fuck ever. I'm just some bitch. They find Jason and Rowan's frozen bodies and decide to bring them aboard their ship called the Grendel, which I think the Grendel, I want to think that the writer, I think it was either Todd Farmer or Jim Isaac, they had like an affliction with some computer game that escapes me. I didn't write it down because I didn't give a shit. Anyway, the outfits, if you go back to that first scene, the outfits that everybody's wearing looks just like Star-Lord's costume from Guardians of the Galaxy, like the trench coat and those goggles or whatever. Exactly like that. I'm like, holy shit, that's where they got that shit from. The students crack open the cryo unit and everybody's wondering what's on Jason's face, right? I mean, what the fuck does this guy have on his face? And
Can someone tell me what's on his face?
Some kind of 20th century carbon filtration unit?
It's a hockey mask.
What's a hockey mask?
Facial armor, used in a sport outlawed in 2024.
Check that shit out. So it's used in a sport outlawed in 2024. What year is it now, Mike?
2024.
All right. Now I want to go ahead and shout out Brady Lovin of the Escape Pod, because that fucking Wookiee looking motherfucker just started playing hockey this year. And now, according to Jason X, hockey gets outlawed in 2024. I bet Doc Brown didn't see that shit coming, motherfucker. Calm down, Brady. Anyway, they bring Jason into the lab for dissection while they take Rowan to the reanimation unit. And we find out that Professor Lau's in some kind of heavy debt and he's out for a quick buck, right? And he feels like these new acquisitions could be lucrative, so he calls his buddy Dieter on the local space station, Solaris. Dieter knows all about Jason Voorhees and tells Lo that Jason could be worth big money to the right buyer. So let's sell this motherfucker, right? Because fossils. While students Stoney and Kinza are off getting busy in the barracks, the rest of the team revive Rowan. She regains her bearings and freaks out because the last thing she remembers is squaring up against Jason in the cryo unit, you know. She realizes that not only is she 450 years old, but she's still in close proximity to Jason fucking Voorhees. Like all stupid people in horror movies, Professor Lau's trying to assure her Rowan that Jason's dead and everything's fine. But meanwhile, in the lab, Jason has been awakened, and he kills Adrian in one of the coolest kills in the series. You know what I'm talking about?
Sleeping back. Oh, is that the one where he dips the guy in the nitroglycerin?
Not night. Well, what do you call it? What's the freezing shit? God damn it! Liquid nitrogen.
Nitroglycerin.
Liquid nitrogen. Before liquid nitroglycerin, man. Fucking science majors up in here. Anyway, so he wakes up and grabs a hold of her and a handful of titty and dunks her ass in some liquid nitrogen, freezes her, smashes her fucking face, and then just dips her body, just like dumps her body off in the fucking corner like nobody's business. That's crazy fucking shit. Lo finds Adrian's body and calls for everyone to meet on deck because shit's popping off. Kinza and Stoney are getting dressed from getting busy. Jason walks in and stabs Stoney through the stomach, drags him off. The Army troops are showing up. It's Sergeant Brodsky, the black guy, like the black guy from 300. You know, the dark chocolate motherfucker who can lower your blood pressure because that's what dark chocolate does. You know what I mean? Yeah, put him in
He's
your
so
mouth.
dark, he's purple.
He's under the bed. I'm still.
Fuck.
I look like under the bed, that mother sucker. So Sergeant Brodsky and his crew assembled to go and take out Jason. Meanwhile, Azrael and Dallas are off in the middle of a virtual reality game. Jason interrupts, killing them both. Crutch, the ship's engineer, is in his working quarters when Jason tries to sneak attack. Jason's cut off by an attack by Brodsky and his team. Jason does his horror teleport thing during the firefight and disappears. Crutch makes his way to the deck with Professor and I guess the remainder of the crew. Brodsky and his team split up, which in typical slasher fashion is always a bad idea, right? Jason's killing off the military squad one by one, lastly killing Brodsky. There's a lot of good kills in this when he goes after the team. One in particular, one thing about Kane Hodder is he played Jason so many times, he basically got in his head. And this is how Jason would act. This is how Jason would walk. This is how Jason would kill somebody. You know, the director wanted somebody to get their neck snapped. And Jason was like, well, why don't I grab him by the neck and drag him off a little bit and then like slowly crack their neck, you know, kind of give it more impact or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Kane Hodder's always been really vocal on how Jason would act in a situation. I think there was part 8. You know, there's the dog in part 8, Buddy or Basket or some shit. There was a part in the script originally where Jason was supposed to kick the dog, but Kane Hodder shot that down. He's like, man, Jason wouldn't kick a fucking dog. Fuck that.
Yeah. Why would he kick the dog?
I don't know. Oh, man, this is these Hollywood writers. This is why movies are all shit. I got an idea. Let's kick that dog. Maybe he had like high school trauma or some shit, and he kicked his dog. Dog ate his homework or something. I don't fucking know. Another nerd tidbit. Brodsky asks his homie Condor if he's got the BFG, and that's a callback to Doom.
The big fucking gun.
There was another computer game kind of like Doom.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, maybe it was Wolfenstein. But that's a callback to that. Anybody who's in the know. Professor Lowe gets an update from Lou, who is the pilot, as they are currently approaching Solaris. Just as Solaris is about to give docking instructions, Jason dismantles Lou, leaving the ship flying unmanned, crashing into Solaris, imploding the space station, and killing everyone. As the crew assesses just how fucked they are, Jason bursts through a window onto the deck. Everyone scatters except for words are hard. Except for Professor Lau, who tries to bargain with Jason, but to no avail. This was something funny. At this point, this film series had become like everybody's expecting the typical horror movie shit. You know, the campiness, the tropes where what's that noise? Let's go check it out. This one, let's see.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
Motherfucker, out. Let's see. The survivors head back to the shuttle while Sauron and KM-14 gather weapons and ammo. Crutch gets to work prepping for the fuel transfer to the shuttle when Jason pops up, smashing Crutch's head into the control panel, electrocuting and killing him. Kenza freaks out and abandons the team, tries to take off in the shuttle by herself, but the dumb bitch forgot the fuel lines were still connected, and she crashes into the ship and explodes. I don't know if that's a woman thing or a horror movie thing, but yeah, fucked up.
That's a horror movie thing.
Survivor update. So far we got Janessa, Rowan, and the black guy, because I don't remember his name. There was Brodsky, but there was another black guy. Anyway, they have seconds to assess further how fucked they are when Jason walks in. And yeah, so Jason's about to attack when Sauron walks in with an upgraded KM-14 in a very WWE mid-promo fashion. You know, Jim Ross, business is about to pick up. KM, with little to no help from a surviving Brodsky, takes Jason down with a combination of hand-to-hand and firearm attacks, taking out Jason's arm, his leg, a big-ass chunk of his torso, and eventually his melon. The survivors then send out an SOS beacon. Brodsky's body has been regenerated. The explosive charges are set to separate the main ship from an undamaged pontoon section. But unfortunately, in typical horror movie fashion, Jason isn't dead. His assumed resting place was a nanite regenerating station. Jason's regenerated into a cyborg killing machine. Uber Jason takes out KM-14. The black guy, who I found out his name was Waylander, he sacrifices himself because after all, the black guy must die. Waylander sets off the charges with the while the others escape. Jason survives the explosion, manages to punch a hole through the hull of the ship. Words are fucking hard, bro. This creates a super vacuum, and after a clever pun by Janessa, this sucks on so many levels. She gets sucked through a fucking hole in the ship, and that's pretty gross, man. It was gross. Anyway, there's now a power outage at the docking door, and Brodsky suits up to go outside and fix it. But what about Jason? Soran and KM-14 still functioning head create a hologram simulation of Camp Crystal Lake 1980 to distract Jason. This is a distraction that comes with two very forgettable, typical horror movie teens, which Jason takes out in the most comical kill in the series. That's the sleeping bag one. But not before they say,
hey, you want a beer?
Or do you want to smoke some pot?
Or we can have premarital sex.
We love premarital sex.
Fucking goofy as hell. Those chicks weren't cute either. Jason realizes he's amidst a ruse, and just as the docking door is fixed, Brodsky confront. Oh man, there's a comma there. Jason realizes he's amidst the ruse just as the docking door is fixed. Brodsky confronts Jason as the others escape. The pontoon explodes, and Jason is hurled towards the survivors, as if the he's not dead yet hasn't gotten old at this point. Brodsky gives Jason the space pounce. What up, Monty Brown? And they both head towards Earth 2, Earth 2's atmosphere, burning up because, space. Everything's finally over. Soran promises KM-14 a new body, and I guess that's kind of sort of it. Later on, you see two teens sitting by the lake on Earth 2 as they see what they think is a shooting star heading into the lake. And dumbasses decide, let's go check it out, as everyone, in horror movies do. And then we see Uber Jason's mask sink to the bottom. And that's the end of the movie. So, yeah, that's Jason X, everybody. It was pretty comical. It was pretty comical because, all during the movie, in those typical horror movie trope spots, you'd hear the audience erupt in laughter. All the kills and all the funny puns and shit like that. It was good shit.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back.
He just wanted his machete back.
I don't think he's out there.
Why don't you just stick your head out and have a peek?
So what do you think of Jason X?
I think?
Yeah.
For overall, it was what it was. When I was watching it was at the movie theater. I did a test screening, and I forgot who was the projectionist. It wasn't you. Because you remember you had to sit there and tell the dude if he had a bad splice or something, you're like, hey, stop the movie.
The film be all fucked up. I didn't put that together then. Because I always did it perfect. I always did it perfect.
I think it was, I forgot who it was.
You'd have Ben Hoger who would put on wheels backwards.
Yeah, so I'd be like, yo,
your dad was the movie guy.
So I thought it was an all right movie, but I'm sitting there watching it, and all of a sudden, this is a bad splice. Yeah, stop the movie, restart. So it was kind of like boom, 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 boom.
Well, what did you think of the story, the movie? Fuck the projectionist.
No, the movie, the story.
Yeah,
I think by 2000, I think the story for what it was all right. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't necessarily good
either. It was just, not trying to be vague.
What I'm saying? We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get through all of Kane Hodder's Jason performances. We're gonna go and do. I think I'm scheduling part 7 next, and then me and you will get together for part 8. And then I really don't want to do Jason Goes to Hell because that's goofy as shit.
Was it really that? I didn't think it was that bad. I just thought it was stupid. I think that's like Freddy's New Nightmare. It was like, what the fuck is this?
It's exactly the same kind of thing they did with the latest Halloween Ends, where it's not really Michael Myers, it's not really Jason, but it is. You know what I mean? It's essentially his personification, his spirit, if you will. I just thought it was goofy as hell. I was terrified by it when I thought about it when I saw the movie trailer when I was younger. Then I went back and saw how goofy, ridiculous this fucking movie was, and I'm like, no, I ain't doing that.
But
that's the Teenage Mutant.
How would they make a Jason movie now?
Turtles 3 for me. I will never watch it again.
How would they make a Jason movie now? Like, does kids really go to camp anymore? Do they really? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
How do you?
Oh man, that is a good point. That's gonna bug the fuck out of me now. See, you just when I think like, man, all right, you add the insight that makes me pissed off. Because I'm like, what are they gonna do with it now?
Kids don't go to camp like that. You don't send your kids to camp.
What can they do with it now?
What can?
Well, I mean, in a lot of the movies, like they completely disregarded the camp altogether, and they like with part 7, they made like lake houses. With part 8, they went to fucking New York, but I think they brought the camp back or something. They did something. I'll have to go back and watch the movie again. With Jason Goes to Hell, I don't know. I think it was just the same plot of land. You know, I think there were houses on it, but I don't think it was a camp anymore. So, I mean, that's his habitat, you know, like Native Americans with poltergeists, you know, they buried their bodies on that land. They're there forever kind of shit, you know? I don't know. That's a good idea. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't see the whole camp thing working out.
I don't see the whole camp thing.
Is that a fucking thing anymore?
No.
People go to fucking camp?
Who goes to camp? Unless it's a sport. Unless your kids play camp. Unless your kids play sports.
White kids.
Or unless they go to band camp.
White kids, they go to camp. Black kids, they get left at home with their older cousins. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because mom's going to be working a double shift. Mama's going to be working a double shift at Church's Chicken. Man, make sure my story's taped.
Fucking. But yeah, how would you write that?
All right, cool. So in the comments of this fucking YouTube video, if you guys have any ideas, how do you make a Jason movie now? Damn, that's a good idea. That's a good.
Because think about it.
Good thought,
all the 80s movies horror tropes. Think about it, Darius. All the 80s movie tropes, right? So you got Child's Play. It was the thing off the My Buddy doll, and then they put voodoo in it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make that now? You can't.
Oh, here's a question for you. How versed are you with Friday the 13th?
I think up to might be like 8. Like no, 1, 2, and an 8.
Okay, so let's see.
You froze?
Oh, so you've only seen 1, 2, and 8.
Yeah, and I've seen parts of the one with Corey Feldman in it.
We'll have to get back together on that after you watch some more of the movies. Because, like, all right, the whole first movie, Jason's already presumed dead. He's a little kid that's
his mom,
lake, right? So how the fuck does he come back in part 7, 8, 9, and X, and he's like a full-grown adult, and he's all built and bulky and shit? If he died when he was a kid, you know what I'm saying? There's a rumor. There's a rumor that Jason's mom got a hold of the Necronomicon from Evil Dead, and Jason's a fucking deadite, and that's why he's a man-child essentially.
Oh, wasn't that in the comic book?
It would make sense. I think that was in the Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. I'm not positive though. It's been a minute since I looked at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out because it's on Comic Story.
There's that rumor that Jason's a deadite and his mom got a hold of the Necronomicon. That would make so much sense. But I don't know what to go. I don't know where to go from here.
Yeah, because listen, how do you listen like
face, or how did you continue the whole?
let's go off of all the horror movie tropes. How do you make a 80s horror movie now? Name any one of them.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Not even. You can't make Nightmare on Elm Street. You can't.
The only one that works is a zombie movie.
I got nothing.
Because
so hopefully, I got nothing.
Look, you got Candyman. Because the whole I froze.
You look like my dad getting ready to. I keep going out there and he like stops mid conversation like he's having a stroke and I don't know what to do. Like, do I let it happen? Do I just
what the fuck?
Do I pull out the video camera so I can play it over and over again later? I
don't know about the playing it over and over again later, but
no,
yeah, I'm just curious to see when they do decide to make Jason, how do they make it interesting? Just like they're trying to figure out a way to do Freddy Krueger again. I'm trying to figure out how they're gonna make it scary.
There was that trailer that was going around. I don't know if it was fan made or what, but it's a little black girl. She's on like Skype or some shit with her homie. She falls asleep. It's something different. It was like the kid dies and they pin it on the dad. He goes to jail, and I don't know. I'll have to fucking find it and post it to you again. But I don't know. That's a good question, man. Because I
just like the one horror movie from Wes Craven they can remake is The Shocker. That movie was creepy as fuck. Because
people don't fucking get. Do people do the electric chair no more? People don't do the electric chair anymore.
No, but listen, with the technology, he can go from phone to TV to everything else.
Would that work with cell phones?
It might.
Phones though. Would that work with fucking laptops?
Listen, my aunt.
Man,
listen,
you're talking about the electric gremlin from Gremlins 2.
Nah, I'm talking. Listen. Listen.
Fucking call Mr. Clint. The building going ape shit.
Yeah, listen. They're trying to figure out how to make Gremlins again. I don't know how you can make that again. I don't know how.
Oh,
how?
Man, that's gonna bug the fuck out of me too, man. Oh, because I think about this all the time. Like if you came across, let's say, go back to when you were, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, something like that, and you come across the fucking Mogwai. What are you going to do with this Mogwai, man? You know what I mean?
Leave his ass there.
You're going to get it wet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just how it happens. You're going to accidentally feed that little motherfucker after midnight. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? Can you imagine the whole gremlin scenario happening in your house when you were 12?
Nah.
Man, your mom have a fit.
What the fuck is this?
You ain't fucking up my microwave. Fuck out of here.
That's exactly why Gizmo is staying right the fuck there. Listen, I always wonder what Gizmo would look like as a gremlin. I was like, what if Gizmo?
I always thought about that too. He had good willpower, man. He knew better.
Yeah, he knew better.
Like, hey man, you hungry?
Fuck but his brothers didn't give a fuck.
Oh shit. Oh man, that reminds me. You think Corey Feldman had sexual relations with the? Because Corey Feldman claimed that he was touched his entire career. Like you think, like one of the puppeteers was like, hey,
like Phoebe Cates. He got touched by Phoebe Cates.
No, the puppeteers are the Gremlins. Phoebe Cates did her time, and she was just happy to get work again after showing her titties in fucking Fast Times.
Yo, bro, when I was 6, that was my favorite scene. I was like, what the hell? She just.
That was everybody's favorite scene. That's why you rented the movie from the fucking video store, and you had the lines going through that exact fucking scene because people kept rewinding it. But interesting sidebar to that. See, Phoebe Cates did Fast Times, pop her titties or whatever like that. And the studio, they were like, I don't know, man. This is a family movie. I don't know if everybody's going to want to see this chick in a family movie after showing her titties in this movie. But whatever.
Hey, man. Hey, Also, he got messed with by the puppeteers. Got tickled. A little tickled.
All I caught was tickled. He froze up again.
Oh,
I think I'm gonna try and move my. I'm gonna try and move my internet or some shit into this room.
No, I was talking about Corey Feldman. He said he got fondled a little bit by the puppeteers.
Crisco. He had a relationship with Crisco and Charlie Sheen. Corey Haim too.
Listen, man. Listen, if you don't want to get your booty played with, get the hell out the way.
I don't know. I got nothing.
I don't know, man. Yo, you know what crazy, scary movie that Charlie Sheen was in? The Wraith. I seen that the other day.
Lucas. That was crazy scary.
Yo, Charlie Sheen's a bitch in that movie. He's a bitch. And he took his girl. The bitch.
He took his girl and then fucked her between two trailers. That's what fucking Corey Feldman said.
Charlie Sheen is Carlos Estevez is a bitch.
Carlos Estevez, get out of here. I'm done talking about Corey Feldman's ass.
All right, we good on that. I'm just saying. How come Corey?
This has been Jason X.
Yeah, Jason X.
We started talking about Corey's ass.
But hey, listen, ain't nobody touched Kane Hodder's booty. Anybody?
I wouldn't want to either, man. He don't fuck around. In that book,
he looks crazy.
Unmasked. There's several breaks. There's several breaks in the book where he has what do you call it? Notices like, all right, I was gonna put a story about this, but my lawyer told me I couldn't because some shit went down. He don't fuck around, man. You don't poke that motherfucker. Just don't.
Is he temperamental? He's temperamental.
I don't know how he is now, but yeah, he's very, very temperamental. I wouldn't want to get into a rage road.
I understand.
Road rage incident with that guy. Yeah. Read that book, man. It'll open your mind.
No, I'm gonna watch the thing on YouTube. It's on YouTube right now.
What, the Kane Hodder story?
From Back from Hell or whatever you.
Yeah, it's a good flick.
Yeah.
It's real fucked up.
But yeah, like I was saying, brother. I don't know how they horror movies today are way different than when we were younger. Way different. All the movies that
everything's about $1 fucking
a franchise
and shit now.
Yeah,
they don't have.
But the thing is that the Exorcist shit ain't even scary. It's not even scary.
Nope. Black people don't fuck with exorcisms
because that shit's real.
Nah, we don't fuck with that shit. We fuck with voodoo.
What did you think of the? What is it? The Conjuring franchise. Did you watch that?
Never watched it.
I thought it was all right. I read the book on the real people.
Nah, if it was a black family, they'd be like, man, fuck, I pay rent here.
No, motherfucker, I'm leaving. I'm leaving that shit right the fuck there. Right the fuck there. I'm be like, oh, there's a ghost in here. You can have this house and that little kid.
This motherfucking old asshole in this other room, though. He never wanted to watch horror movies because I got to go outside at night. Mister, I've been in the Marines. Yeah, Jason's gonna come. He wants to come fuck with you.
Keep my ass in the house. I don't know, man.
Get out of here,
Jason.
Good shit.
Jason, listen,
all right,
like
man.
I
said, this has been Jason X. I don't give a fuck if you liked it or not. It was entertaining. It was fun. The next one I got up is going to be Jason Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. I think I got my homie Queef coming in for that one.
I'm gonna watch that one.
I'll get with you for Part 8 after that. And then I don't know. I really don't want to watch Jason Goes to Hell, but I guess I have to. And we'll talk about it. I'll make fun of it.
That's on Peacock, right?
But that's about it. HBO. I think they're all on HBO Max. I think all of them are on Max.
I'm about to hit that. I'm watching HBO Max right now. About to see if it's there, and I'm watching.
All right, man. Until next time, this has been the podcast of pain. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.
Bye.
And don't forget to subscribe. Go to the ATSW, the Escape Pod. They're still rocking and rolling, talking about Brady's butthole and Don's balloon knot and all that shit. Dragon Buddy's there too. Yeah. Peace out.